Wealthy franchisees tend to have good enough locations, and they make them great through great customer service. I originally wanted a territory closer to my home. It was not available. Someone else had just purchased that territory and was getting ready to develop it. But there's a territory not far from my home where I used to live and used to do some work, that is serve the area of Beverly Hills and West Hollywood, which are quite affluent, near a lot of movie studios, near a lot of movie stars, near a lot of healthcare. There's a hospital just a block away from where we were. My belief at the time was, well, I'm in this wealthy area. There's all this money. So I assumed that meant, well, they're going to spend their money at my store. Well, there's a few things. Because it's such a wealthy area, it was less dense. The properties are bigger homes and more land. So there are fewer people within the territory that I bought. That's number one. Number two, those kinds of people don't buy gift baskets. They receive gift baskets. So that's something that was different. It turned out the clientele was less people who live there and more people who would come in to work in the areas, or commuters who were not necessarily wealthy. But because I was in this wealthy area, the retail space that we got was extremely expensive. Our rent was much higher than most other edible arrangement stores. There was a lot of vehicular traffic, but not a lot of parking and not a lot of foot traffic. So there were some disadvantages that came with our location. A lot of my fellow franchisees didn't understand that. They assumed we're in a wealthy area, therefore, that is the reason why we ultimately became a high volume store. They didn't pay attention to our online reviews and to the experience we gave to our customers and all the time I put into really caring for and developing my employees. What you described earlier was my strategy from the beginning. I knew that I needed to provide an incredible customer experience so that customers wouldn't just come, but they would come back and would talk on our behalf and would post great things. I knew that that experience was the key to building the sales that I want. So in order to provide a great customer experience, I need to provide a great work experience for my employees. So all of this was planned, and that's absolutely what translated. And as I look at other businesses and speak to other franchises, I point out the correlation between satisfied employees and satisfied customers. Happy employees provide better experience for customers. So I had to start with my team in order to create the experience that I wanted to create the sales that I wanted. But location, I think people place too much of an emphasis. When I wrote my book and talked to all these incredible franchisees who are making a lot of money, I asked them about, and really analyzed what enables them to succeed. And in the book, I talk about the greatest myths, most common myths. And the top one is that it's location. Wealthy franchisees tend to have good enough locations, and they make them great through great customer service. And often they'll acquire struggling locations from franchisees who don't understand this, and they'll turn them around. So it's a long answer to your question, but certainly location can help, but not as much as providing a great experience for customers.